Now then, people, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on when you're watching it. It's good evening for me. Hope you're all doing well. Please just smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. I hope you're all doing well. We're here for some uncomfortable conversations for some, not for all, for some. This video will go down like a lead balloon. I will upset folk left, right, and centre. But as always, do we care? Do we fuck? Yeah. So trigger warning now for the fanboys out there. You know who you are. We're here with the Farke suit on, locked up, loaded like Iron Man, coming at you like fucking Robert Downey Jr. coming out fighting hardware because, yeah, look, it's out there now in the ether. Actually, Mateo Joseph and Ramazani maybe are not as good and as great and the answer as everyone first thought. I also listen. This isn't to dash them. It's more a case of a conversation that I had way back when, especially regarding Mateo Joseph specifically, when I was talking about Leeds had made the wrong decision for me in not putting an obligation or at least an option, because this notion that somehow Leeds United were going to be able to get more money for Mateo, and listen, he could have gone out there and smashed it. There's still time yet. But my point is, and I said this, what if he has a stinker? What if he has a stinker? Then what? Has Leeds United's gamble worked? And up to this point, it has not. Because that 15 million we were offered, are you getting that now? Will you get that at the end of the season? I'm not so sure. He might have to come back with his tail between his legs and sit on the bench like he should be in the pecking order right now. Largie Ramazani has only just reached 90 minutes. Only just. I dare say, had he have stayed at Leeds United, he'd have had similar minutes. But if you would believe some, and I can see the same happening with Yacobiol, just saying, watch this space, it's going to happen. Because it's the same heads, it's the same tacticos that are coming out and saying, my man's the fucking answer. But at least he can't get the race card thrown at him this time that he did previously. Oh, man, there's so many funny things. I remember I was told on this channel that he had a higher ceiling than Crescencio Somerville, one Largie Ramazani. I remember, had Farke played Ramazani and Joseph, we'd have had a Brentford-style attack like Tony and Mbuemo. Right. What is it? Kyle Princess? Come to the stage, come to the stage, come to the stage. Yeah, right. Come to the stage. Fucking hell. There were some shockers. There was some shockers, all at the behest and the pain and the hate towards the manager that, outside of Bielsa, has been our best manager at this football club for the past decade. Win ratio, etc. Yeah, some of it was in the Championship, but so was some of Marcelo's. Outside of Marcelo, this guy has been the truth, the answer, the messiah, the lot. But because he doesn't play a few heads that the fan base love, that, you know, incorrectly so, because, listen, no, and I mean this with the best will in the world, Willie Nonto's turned into a world beater again. Willie Nonto's turned into a world beater again. Telling you. Yeah. So look, all what makes me chuckle as well, right? And I'll be real with you. Do you remember that assist for under 21s for Spain? Best assist in world. Honestly, I've never seen something as good as it. Like two, I think they were like Kazakhstan defenders. Lapsing just ran in the middle of them, and what a goal it was! Yeah, tap in, boom. And then there was the Largie assist in his first game. Not started since. has only just reached 90 minutes worth of football. And we'll get into some stats and data and fan opinions from Valencia fans, from Mallorca fans on some of the performances. So, yeah, we can hear it straight from the horse's mouth, if you like. We can hear it straight from the horse's mouth. But it's here again, just to bang the drum that Tactico's muttered once again. Maybe they just should stick to graphs and spreadsheets and shit. And also Farke's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And he knows what he's talking about. And then we can have, when we've finished dunking, then we'll talk about whether or not we've actually screwed ourselves with these transfer deals. Because especially with the Joseph one, not so much Largie. The manager didn't fancy him. Looks now like Corliss Corberán don't fancy him, to be honest. But hey ho. That he needed to go out on loan. He wasn't going to play. No trouble there. I think the Joseph one I'm stung by because I think his ego comparative to his abilities, mental, and listen, there's nothing wrong having an ego, I guess. If you're a footballer, you've got to believe in your own ability, I guess. So maybe I'm being harsh, but the whole thing of one day I will tell my side of the story. No one cares, mate. No one cares. You might be in La Liga 3. Do you know what I mean? No one will care. No one will want to read that book. No one will want to read that report, to be honest. So crack on, tell your story. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. This is facts. This is facts. You know, in an ideal scenario, Key and Regan, we need them to. That would be amazing. But it's not looking good, bruv, as Castillo would say. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you very much. Not been on a live for a while. Glad to be back. And yes, both have been absolutely stinking. They have, the real actual Dan James. They have. Why so quiet? Why so serious? Why so serious? Is Joseph even Grimsby quality? Joseph has scored 6 goals. 6! Prolific motherfucker. I can't wait to hear that story. People thought he should have started after the Chelsea game ahead of Bamford and Pirro. Remember? Remember. That Chelsea game back in November. Joseph has played nearly 80 games in his career, 22, and a striker, and has only scored 6 goals. Wow. That's what I'm saying. That's what we thought. We're still short in final third. Only area we're short. Should have sold Joseph. I said that at the time. I was banging that drum. Because putting in no option and no obligation, he's now our player, which, okay, but then what? Now what? Then what? How much do we get for him? Who's going to want to take him on loan again? A Championship club? That'd be mad, wouldn't it? If Leeds United stayed up and then we had to loan him to Championship. Maybe he should have just stuck around. He probably would have got minutes off the bench, you know, I think. Yeah, I can see it coming down the road, mate. It's happening. It's happening with Strauch as well. Truth be told, people will say that Ramazani has a higher ceiling than Creed because for some reason they don't. It's mental, mate. That opinion at the time was crazy. He's 24, nearly 25, maybe. It was a mad opinion at the time anyway. 24. Somerville's how old? Still younger, right? And playing for West Ham. And actually one of their better players this season in the Premier League. Actually starting games as well. He's 23. A year younger. Only just gone 23, by the way. So there is a year between them. So my man's cooking at the minute for West Ham. People went from Nonto best position. He's left wing. Now he started pulling out. Yeah, exactly. And he's the answer. He's the truth. If it all starts with Farke out, Tourette's every time the opposition score a goal, we've had 2 years of this. We have, White Swan, you're right. Had a guy on Facebook yesterday trying to tell me Ramazani better than Solomon and James because he had a higher GNA per night. Well, that's just stupid, isn't it? But hey ho. People are. Hi from Liverpool. All right, lad. All right, lad. You all right, Malcolm? Malcolm Carragher. Are you related to Jamie by any chance? We don't need potential at the moment. We need experience, 100%. The transfer window was right in that. Can we fetch Ramazani back in January? Potentially, but why would you? He doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Would you? I'm not sure. Completely off topic, but Ian Watkins, lost profits, murdered in prison. Good riddance. I know you're a music man. Yeah, it was a wrong and money, Lee. I remember that actually. He used to go out Fern Cotton. Yeah, good riddance. Yes, definitely so. So let's talk about some stats basically on both, and talk about them. Yeah. So Joseph has played in total 7 games, 4 of which he started. Yeah. He's amassed just under 400 minutes and has 1 assist. 1 assist. I do believe as well the main striker got a red card. Remember, they went down to like 9 men in one game, 10 men maybe, and he was brought on at half time. I think that might have been the first game where they got beat by Barcelona. Potentially, he played 45 minutes. According to FB Ref, he's played on the left, up front, and also at right on the right mid. I haven't seen about the Saudis wanting Nonto. No, mate, I've not seen that. But yeah, so he's had 1 assist, and that was in the last game. He got that against Athletic Club, Athletic Bilbao, on the 4th of October. He had an assist in a game that they lost 2-1. So he's amassed a total of 400 minutes there or thereabouts, started 4 games for Mallorca. Mallorca, for those that don't know, folks, let's just have a look at the Liga table. I think they're in the relegation zone. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Mallorca are at the foot of the table, bottom of the league, with just 5 points. Yeah, 1 win to their 1 win to their name, 2 draws and 5 losses. And like I say, he's played. He's been involved in 7 games. They've played 8, so he missed 1. So he's been involved in 7 games. Remember as well, he refused to train at Leeds United to push through a move back to Spain. He's got that move, but like I said, the last 2 games, he's amassed 47 minutes, so 20 minutes there or thereabouts each game. 25 in the last one where he got an assist, and 22 in the one before. I did want to have a look at what some fan opinions were on Joseph as well. So, like I say, some fan posts have highlighted poor touch, lack of spark. In terms of minutes played as well, it's a pretty low average. Substituted early in several, coming on late in a lot. I think, was he substituted after 21 minutes versus Alaves? Let's have a look. No, he played 22 minutes. I don't know if he was actually... Did he start that game? Let me have a look. Game that they won. Let's have a look. No, yeah. So he came... He played on the right in the last game, unless they changed formation. But looking at it here, he came on for Asano, who got the goal, and came on in that game on the right-hand side. So he's not potentially even been playing up front. Like I say, I haven't watched him, just going based on what's been said. According to a number of sources, so missed golden chances versus Sociedad. He said, I have to improve after failing to convert big opportunities. Fan reactions on X describe him as frustrating. Hardly breaks a sweat. I did get... Let's have a look at this some more source. 1 second. Let me have a look at this. So that's October 2025. Let's have a look at this one. Sorry, I'm scanning as we go. Oh, just getting a call here. Sorry, let me cancel that off. Hopefully it'll bring my camera back on. Sorry. Can you still hear me? Oh, there we go. We're back, aren't we? There we go. 1 second. I'm just looking through some more. Right, here we go. So Mateo Joseph, 3 out of 10, 7 games, 0 goals, 1 assist. Joseph has not got going as of yet in Spain, his homeland, but has shown signs. He's made 5 starts this season playing against some big teams like Barcelona and Madrid, but his side sit rock bottom of the league. Again, the same issue today. We have no reference point. Let me just have a look at this tweet here. See if I can find this. Yep. 1 second. What's this here? It's bad news for Leeds. Sorry, I'm just having a quick read. Yeah. I mean, maybe even the loan itself was the wrong move for Mateo when you consider they're a team that are down the bottom end of the table as well. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what's this one here? Let's have a look at this. He's been playing like shit, and the whole transfer is a travesty. Based on what couldn't get minutes for us last season, can barely get them at Valencia. We needed depth, but there's no evidence to show Ramazani would have been better than what we have. Let's have a look. See, a lot of these tweets that I've asked it to look into are fucking. We've let Ramazani go. Yeah, not great, not great. Sorry, I was looking for specific tweets. As probably the one person in here that's actually watched Mateo this season, envy you guys. It's not been great. Not been great at all, has it? Listen, the thing is as well, Joe, we need him really to have a successful loan spell. But it's not looking good, is it, right now? Would he have got as much game time at Leeds? No. Would he have touched the pitch? I believe so. Like, this might... There'd have been certain games where I think he'd have been more effective than, say, a Pirro or even a Mecha off the bench. I know that might sound a little bit mad. I do think there are positives to Mateo Joseph's game. Obviously, I am slandering, if you like, and battering him, but a lot of that's due to the fact that a lot of it's in response to the vitriol thrown at the manager, who I do back. Vitriol thrown at myself and other people within the space and on the comments that back the manager in his judgment. And then also what really stung me was the whole I can't wait to tell my side of the story, as though it's like a big thing. You were on the bench. You started the season for Leeds. We all backed you. You got usurped by Joel Pirro. Yeah, like that's Kershaw. You make a great point, and I actually agree with this. I think Pirro stylistically is probably not suited to the Premier League. Physically, doesn't compete. Not as good technically on the ball, and will struggle to find a home in the Premier League. Hence why no one took him, right? Like Gyökeres when he went to Spain, to Portugal, then came. You know, he's been prolific in the Championship now for 3 seasons. Obviously, came up with Leeds, but no team were willing to take a chance on him and take him to the Premier League, like make that jump straight away. So Yeah, it's just an opinion. I'm just trying to think in certain games because he does put himself about. I know Mecha does as well, but I'm still yet to see Mecha's finishing ability. I think he's more of a facilitator. But then again, there's Joseph. Joseph doesn't score either, does he? If we're being totally honest, so maybe I am wrong in saying that. But yeah, it's not going well for Mateo. He's bench riding, which he would have been at Leeds United. Which he would have been at Leeds United. In the last game where he got an assist, he played on the right. I mean, if our manager was playing him on the right, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? We all remember what happened with Jed Spence. Remind me again, where does Jed Spence play now for Spurs? What, left back? Yep, left back. Which is where our manager got slated for playing him. Yep, we all remember that. But hey ho, what does Farke know? A hell of a lot. That's why I back him. That's why I agree with a lot of the decisions that he makes. You know, because I'm still yet to see a decision that he's made that has gone wrong yet. Has there been one? If someone people might say Spence, but we know that. Okay. My good friend Joe has just sent me some data. Okay, so it's Mallorca fans that were pulled by Joe B. Big up to Joe B. Who is Mallorca's best signing of the season? Mateo only got 15.8% of the vote. Third place of 3 behind Pablo Torre and Jan Virgil. Who is Mallorca's best striker? Third place of 4 with 4% of the vote. Should Mallorca sign Mateo permanently? 52% said yes, 48% said no, 79 votes in total, but that poll was during half time, so excuse it a bit. There you go. Look, I agree with what's been said, 100%, 100%. But I said this at the time as well. I remember having a discussion with Joe about it, that it was probably, I didn't agree with the whole loan with a, with nothing added, because what if he has a stinker? Then what? And it is looking like at this moment in time that he's going to have a stinker. That's a long way to go yet. But he's not exactly set the world alight. He's not even scored a goal. Now, people are rightly reminding me, like a few people on Twitter said, well, yeah, he's that he's still got more goals assists than James, Nonto, Harrison, Aronson, and Pirro. Right. So do we think that they'd be better placed here and we send out Aronson instead of Joseph or James? I mean, no. Potentially I am Death Spicer, yeah. Sniper, sorry, not Spicer. That's probably the only one, actually. Maybe. Pirro would work in a 3-5-2, as you saw last weekend when he combined with DCL and almost scored. I'm not so sure, Michael. I mean, it could work, but I'm not sure we should play 3-5-2. Ideally, Joseph would have done well and we'd get decent money for him. What did we pay? 1 or 2? So, but we got offered 15. It'll go down as maybe a bit of a shit decision, really, made by the powers that be at the football club, potentially. Yeah, I agree with that as well, Matt. It's a good point about GA merchants. But yeah, look, Joseph, it's not. Our manager hardly even played Spence. What you on about? Sent him. He did play him, and when he did, he played him on the left. That was. I know he barely played him because obviously he came on against Sheff Wednesday, played really well on the right, got injured, and then when he came on again, he was on the left. And if you remember rightly, he got took off. And I think either Byram or Shackleton came on and they did 10 times better. And my point is, everyone was battering him for playing him on the left. And that was the excuse for him being crap in that game. When in actual fact, that's where he plays now for Spurs. So that's the point I was making. Sorry. I just hope we get the January outside the bottom three and make a couple of quality signings. Yeah, we need to, mate. We need a right winger for sure. We have to, Jamie. We have to try and get them to act. None of this. We don't like to do business in January. They have to, because they didn't do enough in the summer. Showed you that when they tried to get Buenanotte and Harry Wilson over the line late on. So, yeah. If you haven't already as well, folks, please do smash me a like on the video. You know what it's like in the international break for us content creators. If you can as well. It is pinned in the comments. You can support me by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. If you can, it just helps during the international break. If you can, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Maybe I'm being biased. Just I like Pirro a lot, but feel like he's not played enough to prove anything in the Prem. Because players can improve. It's not impossible, and he's never This is what I mean. That's one thing he's never done, you know. And it was quite interesting on his birthday. Like his missus had said on her birthday, "Great to see you getting minutes, my love," and all this sort of stuff. So my man's like going back and he's down about it and all that sort of stuff. Not, you know, kicking up a stink. His dad on YouTube in the comments and stuff like that, kicking off with people. You know, saying he's going to tell his side at story, and that has always been badly done too. Mallorca is prettier than Armley though, Joe. This is facts. Coffee date, you're on, yeah. I'm there, Ryan. I'm there. Pirro has just become a dad, yeah. Massive, mate, massive. We have to. We must. Just on Largie now. Largie Ramazani, obviously, in terms of goals per game ratio at Leeds, was really good player. I do think he's not as effective as people would have you believe. That's just my opinion, because he obviously looks great on the ball. Comes into games, or came into games when actually was it the Sheffield United game where he was involved in 2 goals, etc. I just don't think the defensive side of his game was up to the level that the manager demanded. He was never going to play him, and therefore loan was the best choice, I guess, for him. Even with our issues now, I still don't think he'd have seen many minutes, because he was seen as a left winger. We've got Harrison and we have Okafor there, you know. So yeah, look, Ramazani in his first game where they were winning, he came on, played 4 minutes, got an assist, and it were like, we have really ballsed up here. That was the consensus. Farke ain't got a clue, etc. And then, like I say, he's barely played much after that. He's only just now in his 5th game reached 90 minutes of football, so it's taken him 5 games. Now, that was similar to what was happening at Leeds United last season. If you remember, when he was coming off the bench, etc., or he's barely playing, or if he was should be playing in the 10, should be this, should be that. But what's changed? What's changed from his time on the bench at Leeds to his time on the bench in Valencia? Maybe I guess my point I'm coming to is maybe he's not as good. Now, of course, Valencia are better than Leeds were in the Championship. They're playing, you know, in the Liga. They're 15th in the league, have 2 wins, have been struggling of late. So maybe not the ideal scenario for him to go into. I remember seeing some things of, like, you know, under Corberán, he'll be amazing because he likes his wingers, etc. They've done well for him previously at West Brom. I reckon Largie comes back in Jan if both Leeds and Valencia cancel his loan. I don't see it happening, mate. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't see how he gets minutes. For Largie, as I say, he's got 1 assist in the games that he's played. It's around about 17 minutes he plays per game, which is probably not too dissimilar to what he was doing at Leeds United. Longest, I think, is 33 minutes in a 6-0 loss to Barca. Got 3 versus Taffy and got an assist in that one. In terms of some of the stuff that's been said online, struggled so far. Fans have called him abysmal and a liability with poor possession play noted. And obviously Valencia have had three games without a win, I believe now. Yeah, 2 losses and a draw. So yeah, it's not going as good for him. Now, I do actually think Largie's a good player. I don't think he's good as everyone would have you believe. You know, like when we were talking previously about, you know, he's got this high ceiling and stuff. He's played in La Liga previously, but he was a bench player then. He came to Leeds in the after being released, of course, by Manchester United. He was at Charlton. Then he went to Spain, bench player. Leeds, bench player. Valencia, bench player. But like it was like he should be starting week in, week out in the Prem. That Ivan Toney and Buemo style attack we were going to get with Largie and Joseph, you know, all that sort of stuff. It obviously didn't come to pass. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I wish it did. It'd have been amazing, but it's not been the best time for them. Now, I guess you would argue, I know it's just a YouTube title, but are they stinking up their La Liga loans potentially? Was Farke right? Is Farke right? See, the mad thing is, Matthew, I think there's probably more in Joseph, which is mad. But Joseph, he's still so young. Still so young. He's playing more football. I think he'll get massive experience for his time at Mallorca. Whatever happens with his career, he's in a relegation battle now. He's played 400 minutes as opposed to Ramazani's 90. Mateo Joseph is still only 21, you know? He is still only 21. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Look at that. That's just popped up. Big up to Darcy. Thank you very much for that. I didn't even know you could see that. Yeah, so Joseph's still only 21. What's this? No, I don't want to turn on reactions. Sorry, my laptop must have done a mad update. Yeah, so I actually see more potential in Joseph is what I'm getting round to, because he's 21, he's an attacker. I think for me, wingers, they're just everywhere. They're everywhere. Decent number 9s are not as readily available. I think there is 1,000 Largie Ramazanis. There's not that many number 9s. I think the fact that he's only 21, he's had experience at Leeds United, which is a big club with big demands in a promotion race. He probably wanted more minutes, didn't get them. He's now gone to his homeland of Spain. He's played for England and Spain. And I don't know. I don't think Largie's got any minutes for Belgium. I know Belgium are a good side, of course, but I think he's now gone to Spain. He's in a relegation battle. So I actually think in terms of who will probably do more in their career, it probably might be Mateo Joseph come the end of it. Yeah, already Ramazani's got 3 years on him, you know, three years. And yeah, Joseph's got a lot of growing to do. I would have liked to have been at Leeds United. I feel like that cookie might have crumbled now, especially when the whole "I'm going to tell my story" thing sounds like it's a bad ending. You know, I'm refusing to train. Farke's not going to want him back. Well, I say that Nonto didn't train, did he? So maybe there is a route back for him. But it'll be interesting to see how that transpires, because if Mallorca get relegated, are they going to take him? Probably not. The bottom of the table, they've got 5 points. He's not starting games. He's going to come back to his parent club. We wanted 15 million plus. We're not going to get that, I don't think. Unless people have been watching him week in, week out can tell me, you know, that he's been playing amazing in a poor side and that's why, or he's got, you know, the numbers aren't mathing, are they? They're mathing, the numbers aren't numbering. Joe says, thing is, he did get to tell his story. It turned out he was still a prick. For Joe B to be saying this stuff, you know how placid Joe B is. You've really upset someone if Joe B's coming for you. But yeah, listen, Largie's a good player. I don't think he's as good as people make out, and maybe he'll get another opportunity as the season goes on. But look, I think for Leeds United, I don't see him being long term at the club. And the reason I say that is because if Leeds United managed to stay up, right? If we manage to stay up, and it's an if, but I think we can. If we stay up, then we improve. Largie is further down the pecking order. By season 3, if we're going into our 3rd season, a lot of these players you see in our 11 now, they're not about. There's no Aronson. The midfield's probably, added a bit more quality to it. There's maybe no Nonto. Do you know what I mean? We move on. The team that Bournemouth had, for example, the team that Bournemouth had when they come up, comparative to the team that they have now, is chalk and cheese. I mean, let's have a look, actually. Bournemouth squad under Scott Parker in the Prem. Let's have a look at that squad. I want to see, because he got slapped up, if you remember, by Liverpool, and then he got the sack. I'd love to know who was in that squad and who's left in that squad. Let's have a look. They won their first game against Villa. Let me... I'm just putting it into the old Grockathon. Let's see what it says. Big up to Darcy Daly. Love the show. You're an absolute legend, mate. Sent you a $5 for a coffee and a Mars bar. Stay toxic, brother. Thank you, mate. Okay, so goalkeepers. Mark Travers, now at Middlesbrough, I believe. Neto, don't know where he is. Will Dennis. Defenders, Adam Smith still there. Chris Mepham, I seen him playing in the Championship just the other day. Lloyd Kelly, he went to Newcastle. I'm not sure he's playing now. Jack Stacey. Zimura Senesi signed in that summer. He's still there. James Hill's still there. Ryan Fredericks is not there. There was no Hulson, Zabrani players. Yeah. Matt Travers is at Everton, sorry. As a 3rd choice, maybe, potentially. Midfielders, Jefferson Lerma isn't there. I think he went to Southampton for a bit. I don't know where he's at now. Lewis Cook is. Philip Billings being sold. Ben Pearson. This is the same Ben Pearson that was at Preston who gets red cards against us. Ryan Christie is still there. Joe Rothwell is not there. Emiliano Marcondes, not there. David Brooks is. Solanke, Spurs. Kiefer Moore, no. Jadon Anthony, no. Marcus Tavernier, yes. Christian Sadie and Sariki Dembele, no. My point is, if you look at that squad now, it is like chalk and cheese to the Bournemouth squad of now. I think that's a good, because they were the last ones to stay up, like Fulham, right? Bournemouth squad now. Let's just have a look and see the difference in quality and players, right? Lloyd Kelly's in Italy, is he? He was at Newcastle. He went Newcastle for a little bit, right? So, goalkeepers, Petrovic. Neto, who was their one, is now back up, I assume. Will Dennis is still there. They've also got McKenna, Paulson. Listen to the amount of bodies they've got in comparison as well. So, they've got Truefair, Senesi, Diakati, Soler, Araijo, Smith, Hill, Miloslavovic, Akimboni, Bevan, Alex Jimenez in midfield. Adams, Christie, Cook, Scott, Tavernier, Brooks, Billing, Traore, Fier, Winterburn, forward, Semenyo, Evan Nilsson, Unal, Cliver, Sinistera, we know is gone. Adil, Ben Gannon, Dork, El Krupi, who scored against us, of course, and Remy Rees Dottin. But that squad is just packed out. So it's way deeper. Let's have a look. And in that time as well, let's not forget, in that time, they've sold Zabrani to PSG for 50 million. Kirkes to Liverpool for 40. Dango Ouattara went to Brentford for 40. Travers, Everton. And then obviously they've bolstered it. My point is, in such a short space of time, the players that people are complaining about now won't even be here. Neto plays in Brazil. There you go. He's gone back. They won't even be here. I don't think Aronson's here. I don't think maybe even Nonto's here. I think we have a new attack, if I'm honest. So like Ramazani, who can't get game time now, I don't think he's at Leeds. Joseph, he probably would have stuck around because of his age. You know, he's still only 21, but I don't see he has. I don't think he has a future now. The only way we keep them players is if Leeds United go down and they're sellable. Maybe that's another reason, because you can still get money for them that will aid you in the Championship. Like Kershaw said, same with Brentford, 100%. You know, they had, that Emiliano Marcondes were there, who was at Bournemouth when they came up. They had, who's the numpty, who we used to hate. He used to always score against us. Sergi Canos, players like that, you know. Pontus Jansson. Yeah. There's a few still there, of course, but they've gone up a level, haven't they? You know? Joe, you cannot stand still or you get left behind. Just keep improving player by player, then hopefully finish top half at Premier League. Maybe, oh, man, imagine. We're here to fuck shit up. I keep saying this. Give us, if we can have 3-4 solid seasons, then we start to go for Europe. With the owners that we've got and the size of club that we have, I do think it is doable, 100%. I look at us very much like Bournemouth. I know people won't like that. Should that be quiet? Not quite. Have I spelt it wrong, bro? Not quite. Have I spelt it wrong? For fuck's sake, don't. Have I spelt it wrong? What a dickhead. Making little or no noise. Quiet. Have I spelt it wrong on my thing? Or is it spelt wrong on the thumbnail? What a knob. Oh, it's only on the thumbnail, isn't it? Let me have a look. I've spelt it wrong. Why so quiet? Sick. Oh no, then, man. Oh God. Let me get that sorted. Oh God. Oh God, man. Why so quiet, innit? QUI. No, that is spelt wrong. Right, sorry. QUITE. Oh, I'm doing my own heading. Quiet. QUIET. Shit, man. Yeah, QUIET. I've put quiet, and what's happened there? I've put quiet. My guy, John, I'm a massive Arsenal fan, but I think you're class. Cheers, Deeks, bro. That means a lot. Cheers, man. Why so quiet? Great spot, man. Nerds in the chat. Big up, Brian. Thank you for that, mate. Thank you. Why so quiet? Why so quiet? Why so serious? Why so quiet? Yeah, man. We moved, don't we? Guess where I'm going tomorrow as well, man. I'm taking my kids to Flamingo Land. It's half price at the minute for families. Half price for a family of 4. So if you've got a family and you want to go to Mingo Land, it's £90 for 4. That's not too bad, I don't think. I mean, it's a lot still expensive, but yeah, Mingo Land in the morning. So I'm looking forward to that. So that should be a load of fun. Exactly, man. Exactly. Mental, innit? Mental. But the manager is the boyo. Yeah, there is that, mate. There is that. Plus food. I think it might be done up for Halloween as well, Deeks, which will be nice. Yeah, it's nice to Malton, and it's only about an hour and 15 minutes from me as well, which isn't too bad. I don't mind driving. So, yeah, nice drive to Malton. Malton, North Yorkshire. It's a beautiful place. North Yorkshire is very posh. Yeah. I'm a mate made me some mac and cheese Although he goes mad that just call it. He says it's Mac. I was like, yeah, mac and cheese, and he went, no, it's Mac. Yeah, mac and cheese, but he says no, MAC, mac and cheese. He says if you get mac and cheese, you're getting mac and then extra cheese. Stop being a nerd, Andy. But yeah, he's maybe that. Roll on Burnley away. Hate these breaks. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Listen, we're nearly done anyway, man. It's Saturday. In a week's time, we'll play Burnley, won't we? We'll be cooking on gas and electric, man. If we win that game, the chest will be like I've just benched 200 key. Yeah, I mean 200 key. Kilograms, yeah. 1 key. If we lose, then I start to go, oh God. Here we go. Oh shit. Here we go again. How many points next 2 games? 4 would be amazing. 6 would be out of this world. 3 is okay. 2, not so good. 1, bad. 0, very bad. But 4's great, you know. Don't sniff at, don't sniff at 4. Definitely not. 6, out of this world, genuinely. If we can get 6 from 2, that'd be amazing. Because at that point, you need 6 wins. 6 wins in like 30 games. You what? You what? Signed, sealed, delivered. We're staying up if we get 2 wins in next. Genuinely. 10 wins does it. 12 from 4. Why so quiet? Look at Matty, man. He didn't even notice it. Now Matty thinks he's dunking. Doesn't he? Matty's like, oh, I'm going to use that to dunk on him. It's not even my fault either. I sent a voice note to my guy who does the thumbnails. He spelled it wrong, not bloody me. But I'll take the flak for it. I mean, it's what we do. Anyway, it's spelt right now. What you's on about? QI. It's done. It's done now. Never even happened. 12 from 4. Imagine, mate. That'd be us, wouldn't it? Burnley need the win. We'll be shocked if Parker. Yeah, exactly. Joseph wouldn't get in the Leeds match day squad. Yeah. Would be massive 2 wins in next 2. It'd be huge. 25 million to 30 million Nonto, 12 million to 15 million Pirro, and 1 million Mez. Then fucking get his right wing. And right, okay. Mate, no one's paying 25 to 30 million for Nonto. He's nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. 12 to 15 million Pirro. I think you could get 12 to 15 for Pirro, actually, because he's a goal scorer. He's proven track record. I think he'd do well in Europe. Mez, yeah. Don't know that. Bro, I've had that guy before I was even full-time. You know why? Sometimes it's important to speculate to accumulate. And I couldn't even afford to pay that guy. I was paying that guy. I owe a lot to, obviously, Harry's mum. Not financially, but just for helping me through them times. You got to speculate to accumulate. Because it pays off. But yes, to be honest, my graphics are shit. I can't do it. So I have to pay someone. I wish I could. Joe, you're actually in a more beneficial position because you don't have to pay anyone to do it. I'd take 4 points next 2. I think East Ham be the hardest. East Ham, West Ham. Need to sack your media guy. I've had George for a long time. Long time. If Mateo was called Matthew Joseph, it's true. 7 to 9 from next 4. Yeah, it'd be great. Listen, I'd take 6. 7 would be amazing. 9, unreal. 12 out of this world. Pirro, I can see going on loan with. Yeah, that would be it. So, like, loan, and if they get promoted, you pay as XYZ. Leicester City, Sheffield United, someone like that, proven track record of scoring goals at that level. Maybe even give us Hamer and we'll talk business. We'll talk business, Sheffield United. Do you know what I mean? Because we need some different profiles. Don't we? But we'll see. We'll see. I'm probably do a video tomorrow when I get back from Mingoland. because I'm up early in that. But yeah, I'll probably do something, maybe get a few heads in that we don't speak to on a regular basis and see what they're saying. 3 of the next 4 are away from home. That's a good point, Kershaw. Getting points on the road is good. I'd like us to beat Burnley, win at home against West Ham, and then the other 2, see what we get in it. I know, Paul, but they'll listen. I remember Roy Keane when he took Sunderland from Footer Championship to up. That league's mad. You can go on a run and you can climb. It's the climb. But I'm going to go eat my Mac now, have a shower and probably climb into bed and have a chilled night. Big up to Deeks, big up to Paul Dunn, Rich, Kershaw, 78 RPM, Saviour, all ears, Danny, the lot of yous in the chat. Thanks for tuning into the Just Joe football show. It's rough during the international break, so keep supporting the thing. Am I tall enough for a roller coaster? I am, mate, but tomorrow I won't be doing it because I'll be watching my boyo. But we do have the access card because of his autism, so we'll be straight to front of the queue. I'll be walking around going, move out of the way. The boy's coming through. Happy days, no queuing. Anyway, take away, movie night. Love that, Oliver. Not jealous, mate, at all. I'm going to have my Mac. I need a new program to watch after I finished. Hey, Mother. That's not nice, Mother. Take care, Luke. Enar, Lady Joanna. I think we'll get 21 points before Christmas, in my opinion. Mother. Peace out, man. If you don't get the reference, that would just fuck you up, didn't it? Mother.